So we are on day 2 of this Clickup series about how I organize my schedule and my life. Yesterday we took a really big overview of Clickup and just how I use it day to day, and I started introducing you to some of the features. Today we're going to be taking a deeper dive by looking at the spaces in Clickup. So those are the most high level way to organize all of your projects and tasks. I use those to define the different departments in my business. So I don't want to give away too much. Let's just go ahead and dive into the screen and I'll explain it some more. But first of all, I just want to say thank you for following along, and I hope that it's really helpful for helping you understand how one person is organizing their business and their life, and gives you some stuff that you can apply to your own project and task management and schedule management. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so we're in Clickup now. What I want you to do is I want you to focus on the screen up here where it says spaces. So I have created 5 different spaces here. So you can see operations, sales, finance, HQ, and Melanie. And when I click into each of those spaces, a list of projects are going to pop up. So the reason why I've got these separated this way is because these are like the typical departments you might find in any business. And whenever I separated my projects into these departments, it really helped me get a better understanding of how I'm spending my time in it. And then physically switching in and out of the departments helped me realize, like, oh my God, Melanie, you're doing so much in one day and you're going back and forth a lot. So I think this was just really, really helpful in helping me understand just my own behavior within my business. As the person running this business, it's all on my shoulders. I want to be spending the most time here in HQ. As someone who is ultimately wanting to hire and outsource, this was really, really eye-opening for me. But I also think it could be really eye-opening for anyone who wants to just start hiring out little tasks to a VA. You can, or maybe even finance. This is the first one that I outsource. I now work with a team called Bench Accounting, who have been so amazing. So even just saying like these departments and like, okay, I don't want to touch the finance department. That was the first thing that I could totally outsource. And I've been so happy since then. But otherwise it could have been just jumbled up and like, okay, I need to do my books, and it's just in with everything else on my plate and on my to-do list. So that is one way that you can use it. You also might notice that a lot of things within your sales department are things that you can outsource, like creating social media graphics, scheduling, writing an email sequence, etc., stuff like that. So this has just been so helpful for helping me go, all right, Melanie, like there are actual tasks that you can hand off, and it just helped me make more sense of it in my head. So we've got the operations, sales, finance, and HQ department, and then I have a special one just for myself. So you'll notice that this has a log. That's because I want to keep it private. So I invited my online business manager into ClickUp. She had access to all 4 of the regular spaces, but not the personal. And the personal is where I list like my workout routine, just regular things that I want to get done, projects around the house, shopping lists, etc. So we're going to kind of take a really, really quick deep dive into each of these spaces so that you can just get an idea of what kind of projects I have within them. And then tomorrow we'll take a deep dive into the individual projects and features of ClickUp that relate to them. So within the operations space, let me show you what this looks like. So when you click a space, you're going to have all of these projects. And here, let me move this guy. You're going to have all of these projects that pop up. So for operations, you can think of your operations department as things that need to be done day to day to keep your business afloat. And that includes your income sources, things that you make money off of. You have to make money to stay afloat. So that lives in the operations department. For me, I've got my website, my business's website. Any task that I want to get done with the website, I put it under day-to-day operations because it's so important in the day-to-day. Like this is how most of the people in my audience are interacting with me, are through my website. I've also got a project just for my Squarespace kits. There are some projects for the free items and the paid items in my shop. I've got a Facebook group, so that's something that I have to, day to day, I have to accept new members. I've got to moderate posts, so that's something that's in my operations. Workshops. These are things that you can make money off of if you're selling your workshops. These would be in-person live workshops. So that lives in my operations. Here's my signature course, Powerhouse Web Designer. My design services are listed here. Now, I do want to go ahead and lay this out because I know a lot of designers are going to be watching this. I don't organize my client projects and manage them within ClickUp right now. Right now, I'm getting used to ClickUp. I'm trying to just get a handle on my day-to-day and my schedule. I also am taking kind of a break from client services right now. So I'm not actively working with clients and managing projects. I use Asana for that, and I will continue to do so, mostly because I'm still kind of figuring out ClickUp. I've been using it for about 3 months now, and I want to make sure I understand it really, really well before I bring in a client and make sure it's not confusing or overwhelming for them. And plus, Asana is just so easy to use for that because the project templates are already set up. So right now, I'm not using ClickUp for project management with my client projects. Though for here, I do have this client odds and ends. So right now, I'm not actively taking on client projects, but some things have been popping up, like a client who might need a business card updated or some website updates. So right now, I've got just little tasks listed within there. I need to do a lot more research for how to manage client projects. I've seen other designers who create a whole new space for each new client, and then they list out the different projects or the different tasks within that client space. And the reason why they do that is because you can invite an individual client into a space, and then that's the only thing they're able to see and access. So they won't be able to see anything else going on in another client project or in any other part of your business. But I need to research it some more. I also know tons of people who use ClickUp for their business management and Asana for their client management, who just use the two tools at the same time. So I need to do a lot more research, and I'll kind of report back here and update a new video or create a new video if I end up managing projects here for clients. Okay, and then strategy sessions. So these are just kind of all of my income sources and other important things like my website and my Facebook group. Okay, let's go to sales. I'll show you kind of some of the projects within sales. So I've got brand recognition. That's one of my big goals this year, is I want to become more visible. So that is definitely a sales and marketing thing. I've got a space where I can brain dump content ideas. I've got funnels that I've created this year that go towards different products. Little videos. That is what this is, this ClickUp series. So every month I want to do a little mini video series that just shows up behind the scenes or is helpful and informative. So that's something that I kind of do in addition to like my weekly blog posts and emails and social media. It's just a monthly series that I put out, and I just call them little videos because that's what they are. Forever Funnel. That is basically my content strategy. It's a new content strategy I'm working through. I'm really, really excited about it. I might teach about it or share more about it eventually, but it's so new and I'm figuring it out and haven't actually implemented it yet. So for now, it's content related. So it's in my sales and marketing space. Graphic templates. This is something new I've added because I was thinking, as I like outsource and have people helping me, I want to have a space where you can just go into ClickUp and see all of the graphic templates that I have for like social media, blog posts, different like social media styling, like my Facebook cover, my YouTube cover, etc. So I just wanted a place where all of those could live, so that someone could easily come in and pick up the template and help me out with the project. My social schedule. This is an old thing I'm doing, and we're going to dive into like individual projects and lists next in the next video. So I don't want to like give too much away right now. I'm trying to keep it more high level. I'll show you all of these things in a different video. But you can keep up with your social media schedule. You can keep up with if you create like a weekly blog post or a weekly video or a weekly email, you can create a project just for that. In BD platforms, these are the like traffic sources I have basically, and community sources that I have. So Facebook, email, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. These are just places where I can go and I can kind of brain dump for those like specific platforms. And then I have one-time projects within my sales department. So you can see here, one time, create cute promo videos for all my paid products to use on social media and ads. Okay, that's the sales department. Let's go to finance. So finance is pretty straightforward. I have goals for each month, and then I have my bookkeeping task. And I actually just outsource all of this now. And then every month within my goals, I go back and I say, what was my goal for that month? And then I go back and track, like, how much money did I actually make? That's a monthly thing I do. Let's look at the HQ tab or HQ space. So this is the space that I'm in most of the time. I've got one for my team, a project for my team. So this is just miscellaneous stuff for me and my online business manager. A space to brain dump. This is really, really important. I have a list for each of the different departments in my business. So as I get an idea for something, I can just quickly put it into its appropriate brain dump space. And then every so often, I believe it's monthly, I go through and I organize all of that. So here's the really, really big important thing that I think you're going to like most about this. You can create all of these different recurring tasks within your business. So I sat down and I thought, what are the things that I need to do every single day? What are the things that I need to do every single week? What are the things I need to do every single month, every quarter, every year, etc. And then I put them into a recurring task. So we've got daily tasks, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual. And then there are also things that pop up that only need to happen once and then it's done. So I have one-time tasks also. So this is how things don't slip through the crack. This is how you have your ideal work schedule, is you think about all the things you need to be doing and put it into a plan so that they don't kind of fall through the crack. And set it up as a recurring task so that you're constantly reminded that this was an important task that you wanted to get to. So I love that. And we're going to be diving into all of this way, way more. But I just want to give you an idea of what's in each space. So I've also got a spot for market research. That's so important. Travel. This is so I can plug in dates. And if I'm not going to be here, my online business manager or anyone else that's on my team over time can see when I'm actually not going to be here. And same for them. They can kind of plug in their dates. And then SOPs, this is just kind of a list that I'm just now creating of just like how to do everything in my business. So all of that will be listed here. Now let's quickly dive into my personal space and then we'll wrap up today's video. So I have a workout schedule that I create here, and then I've got my to-do list, and then I've got recurring tasks for daily, weekly, and monthly. So that is kind of an idea of what are in my different spaces. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a deep dive into and kind of talking more about the features within these projects. And then these things are called lists that you can kind of zip them up and down. These are called lists. There are these really colorful little dots that I want to tell you about. So we're going to take a deep dive into that tomorrow. So be sure to check back then. I hope this has been helpful, or at least entertaining and piquing your curiosity. I love kind of getting a behind the scenes peek of what other people are doing. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay.